Good morning, students. This is second part of the poem Aunt Jennifer's Tigers. So, we have already understood the first stanza in the previous video. So, we know very well that Aunt Jennifer's Tiger by Adrian Rich. Adrian Rich, as we know, was an American activist, poet, teacher, feminist, and fought for women's rights and against subjugation of women. So the basic idea, the basic message, the main message of this poem is what? That Aunt Jennifer's Tigers is a statement of conflict in women, specifically between the impulse to freedom and imagination, and it happens with everyone. Aunt Jennifer wants a life that she embroiders on the panel. She wants a colorful, vibrant life which every woman should have the power to create. Students, as we all know very well, what is the life of a woman? You can see many time on what Women's Day, International Women's Day. We can go through many messages that say save girl child, respect woman. We can read everywhere, but it happens very rarely. What? That it happens very rarely. We never tries to give her full freedom. Okay. And woman after marriage is bounded. Why? She has to fulfill her responsibilities of the family, and she leaves her all carefree attitude. She has to leave her all dreams after marriage. And I'm not saying that it happens with everyone, but most of the women of the world has to shed their carefree attitude, has to shed their, you can say, freedom after marriage. So in this poem we have come to know that Aunt Jennifer's Tigers prance across a screen. These are the opening lines of the poem. Aunt Jennifer's Tigers prance across a screen, bright topaz denizens of a world of green. They do not fear the man beneath the tree. They pace and stick chivalric certainty. So what does this line mean? That the poet is describing a lady. The poet is describing a lady, and this lady is representing the women of the society, all the women of the world. What? The poet is describing a lady whom she addresses as Aunt Jennifer. She says that Aunt Jennifer is doing embroidery on a piece of cloth, which could be a tablecloth or a wall hanging motif. Motif means picture. Motif means picture. Okay. So she has designed it with beautiful pictures. Beautiful tigers which are running fearlessly in the green forest. So you can imagine over here, Aunt Jennifer is a very, you can say, is a very coward lady. She has been tortured. Okay, but still she is creating beautiful tigers which are running fearlessly in the green forest. So she has described their beauty by comparing them. Poet has described their beauty by comparing them with a precious yellow stone known as topaz. Okay. She says that they appear bright. She says that they appear bright yellow in the green backdrop of the forest. They are fearless. Okay. And they are fearless and are not affected by the presence of man. So here we can contrast, we can sense, we can understand the contrast of behavior between the tigers and Aunt. What? Though the tigers designed by her are fearless, but she herself is afraid of her husband. Further, the poet says that tigers are proud and fearless citizens of the forest. They are very shiny and elegant. So we have already completed up to here. Today we are going to start from the second stanza. Aunt Jennifer's fingers fluttering through her wool find even the ivory needle hard to pull. It means what? The second stanza focuses on Aunt Jennifer's hands. Her fingers flutter as if she is nervous or a little feeble, means weak. She feels weak. And even the ivory needle seems too heavy as she works the wool. Why? Do you know ivory is a luxury material from the tusks of elephants, okay? Teeth or tusks of elephants. The wedding band, okay, so you can see over here it means she is Aunt Jennifer is not able to pull ivory needle, so she is not able to do the easy tasks of her life, and she is not able to enjoy her free time. So we can see over here what that her deep feeling. She would like to express her deep feeling through her art, but she feels over here what? Subjugated. She feels over here what? Tortured. Okay, and then we have come to know that what? The massive weight of, find even the ivory needle hard to pull. The massive weight of Uncle's wedding band sits heavily upon Aunt Jennifer's hand. Means what? That the wedding band does not help either. It weighs heavily on Aunt Jennifer, perhaps as a result of emotional baggage associated with it via her marriage. Means what? The poet is reinforcing the idea that Aunt Jennifer is not happy after marriage. The work is a challenge despite the fact that it allows her a certain freedom. Okay, means what? That in this stanza, poet would like to convey that she feels torture because her husband tortures her so much that she sees the wedding band, whenever she sees the wedding band ring, as a burden instead of a beautiful gift by her husband. So this beautiful ring is a burden for her due to many difficulties, because this ring is the reason of her difficulties she has faced in her married life, that she has described the little wedding ring as a heavy band on her trembling fingers. See over here, this little beautiful wedding ring is problem for her. Why? Because this ring is linked with some bad experiences in the form of torture that she has faced. Okay, and this ring, further this ring gives her the memory of her bad experiences relates to the dominating behavior of her husband. Means Aunt Jennifer is tortured, okay, and she is traumatized, but she has no way to go out from the shackles of the male dominated society. Okay, now the third stanza. So have you understood this, that Aunt Jennifer is not able to do the easy tasks? Means it is very easy to pull out the ivory needle, but she is not able to pull out the ivory needle. Why she is not able to pull the ivory needle? Because she feels subjugated, she feels torture over here. Then we have come to know that the main reason is the wedding ring, which sits heavily upon Aunt Jennifer's hand. Means whenever she sees this wedding ring, this beautiful wedding ring gives her the memory of her husband's torture of male dominated society. Then further we have come to know what? That when Aunt is dead, her terrified hands will lie, still ring with ordeals she was mastered by. The tigers in the panel that she has made will go on prancing, proud and unafraid. So in the last part, the poet says that though Aunt's design of tigers can easily sense her desire for freedom and fearlessness. Means what? The poet says in the third stanza. The poet here in the third stanza, poet would like to describe what? Poet would like to describe that she feels her husband is giving her is what giving her all torture, but after her death also the poet says that though aunt's design of tigers can easily sense her desire for freedom and fearlessness, however the poet says that it is not possible for her to achieve this freedom during her lifetime, because see, we have already seen that throughout her life Aunt Jennifer has means what met the tortures, problems, suffering, but after her death also, only after her death she will attain freedom. Poet feels this, but the irony here is that even then she will be tied with chains in the form of her husband's wedding ring. Means after her death also this ring would be in her hand. This ring is the only proof of the pains that she had faced from her husband. On the contrary, the tigers made by Aunt Jennifer, the tigers in the panel that she made, will go on prancing, proud and unafraid. Means, on the contrary, the tigers made by Aunt Jennifer will always portray her desire for living a fearless life by jumping boldly and proudly on a piece of cloth. Means what? That the poet wants to represent the life of a woman who has to live under a constant fear from her husband. But the tigers she has designed, okay, are fearless, okay, and are fearless and always move, jump here and there, because tigers are brave creatures, elegant and shiny. Fine. So basically, poet would like to say that even in the death means after that Aunt Jennifer has lost her identity. That's why we have seen that Jennifer name has been removed from here. When aunt is dead, can you see? When aunt is dead, not Jennifer. When aunt is dead, her terrified hands will lie, still ring with ordeals she was mastered by. Means even in the death, the submissive lifestyle she led shows through in her hands. Okay, means after her death also we can see that on the hands Aunt Jennifer on the hands of Aunt Jennifer we can see ring, and the hands that have been so creative are now thought of in this negative way. What? That even in the death, what? The submissive lifestyle she led shows through her in her hand, the workhorses of the woman at home. Okay, so poet would like to say that after her death also she would not get freedom from this male-dominated society. And the tigers in the panel that she has made will go on prancing, proud and afraid. Means what? That the tiger made by Aunt Jennifer will always portray her desire for living a fearless life by jumping boldly and proudly on a piece of cloth. But she, the woman of the society, not Aunt Jennifer, the woman of the society, or all the women of the society would never enjoy this freedom, would never get the opportunity to get rid of the shackles of the male dominated society. Fine. So this is the poem to describe what does a woman feel, and still in the world the poet wants to represent the life of a woman who has to live under a constant fear from her husband. So I hope that you all will go through this poem. So in first stanza, we have already understood that Aunt Jennifer is embroidering beautiful tigers, brave tigers. Why? It it gives her the impression that she would like to enjoy a free world. She would like to enjoy a free world which is full of vibrant colors and all. Then we have come to know, but in the second stanza we have come to know that she is not able to pull out the ivory needle. Why? Because she is tortured. She is tortured, and she feels her she feels that she is a slave in the male dominated society. Then we have come to know that again and again what happens with her, that whenever she sees the uncle's wedding band means ring which she has received in the marriage, the beautiful ring is trouble for her, because this ring is the reason of all the struggles, of all the constraints she has to face in her married life. Oh, okay. And then in the last stanza we have come to know that after her death also she would not get freedom from the shackles of the male dominated society, and the tigers she has created in the panel would go on prancing proud and unafraid. Fine. So go through this poem and do the assignment, and in my next video I'll clear you the literary devices that are used in the poem. Thank you. Have a nice day.